Hello and welcome as the circle turns. Remember that movie, As the World Turns? That's what it looks like. So I can't tell if I'm going live yet. And here I am. Actually, that was a TV show my mother used to watch all the time, a soapbox. Anyway, welcome to Rising Phoenix Fridays. And I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for you to be here. We're going to talk about three components for more joy, to more joy. And isn't that what it's all about? Finding joy in whatever we do. And then we're going to have a 2 minute meditation to raise your vibration at the end and to give you some ideas of how you can use that in your everyday. So let's just start. If you're here, let me know, say hello. Let's just start talking about joy. And gosh, joy isn't always just presented in front of you, is it? Sometimes or sometimes it may be in front of you, yet we're not really receiving it. And we may not be aligned with that. And so these are all a lot of things I'm Karen Treaster, by the way, for those who don't know me. And we go over a lot of these things in my program, Phoenix Rising Confidence Igniting, and ways to really align with that. So, in other words, joy could be just passing you by because I know I have a lot of women, I have a lot of people who just say they don't have joy in their life. And and so when I hear that, I'm always reminded of Steve Jobs, who we all know, a billionaire from Apple, and on his dying in the hospital when he was dying of cancer, he obviously is so successful. You would think he would have everything, and he would be very happy, very joyful. And one of the things he said is that he had little joy, and so this really bears paying attention to because is again that's what it's all about, no matter what you're doing, and no matter whether things are good or bad, to be able to find joy still, that's the key. And sometimes it can be right in front of you, and let's just talk about that. So it may be just something very simple, and it is about simple things like beautiful flowers in front of you or a butterfly. You could be pulling into a busy parking lot and somebody pulls out in front of you. And yes, you may say, oh, what a great coincidence. And the thing is to really take that in, that happened, and be grateful for that. And this is going to expand your heart. And good morning, Roseanne. Nice to have you here. And so, doing that, it's going to help to fill you up with more positivity and fill you up with more joy. These little tiny things that can happen. And all these things we take for granted. When we get a compliment, I know I can slough it off, right? And just say, oh, and make up something about it instead of really taking that in and thinking about it and praising yourself for that, because that's what it's all about. It's about praising yourself and receiving it, because if you are a good receiver, then you're going to be able to give more as well. So it's about the give and the take, and just like the law of cause and effect, which we talk about a lot, where for every action there's a reaction. And so welcoming any kind of joy is with open arms. is really, really the key, because when you can do that, so just stop. And here's the thing, not all joyful things happen to you in life, do they? No, we are all going through different things. And I know something happened to me, and because I've been doing this work, I am able to utilize and come on and still talk about joy. And because nothing is ever going to be perfect, we're never going to have the perfect life. That's what life is all about, that polarity. We have the ups and downs. And so this is what we're going to be talking about today. And in life, we find it's so much easier, isn't it, to let the negativity in, right? It's easy to let in negativity and let it seep in and let it that ruminate, right? And let that fill you up. Oh my gosh. And that's what happens. And if you can really, really catch yourself, because these things, they're going to make you angry, they could make you fearful, they could make you anxious, they could make you just worry a lot. And I know it's easier said than done. I totally get that. I realize it's easier than it's about the little, we're going to talk about that. It's just the practicing little things every single day. And and to avoid things like the news, because what does that do? That just brings your vibration down. It just, you tend to think about it, you foster it, and it just gets bigger and bigger. Support systems make a huge difference. Yeah, yes. As much as you can find, uh, and listening to things. I do it all the time, Roseanne. I mean, we all need that, and that's a really good point. We all need a support system, and that's one thing that when I when I was, well, most of my life, I never appreciated joy. And I mean, I would have joyful moments if the circumstances warranted it. However, I never knew how to really foster that joy within. And consequently, I had a lot of self-doubt. I felt like I didn't deserve it. I think that's a big part of it. So having compassion for yourself, I think, is really, really big. And trying to keep these negative things at bay, because of course they're going to come up, but we just don't want to let them dominate in our heads. And this is going to, when you're able to do those little shifts, and just practice even a couple of minutes a day, if you can practice that, this is going to help with resiliency. It's going to help. Oh, thank you, Roseanne. It's going to help us. I'm so happy you're here. This is going to help you with your resiliency. And that's what it is. That's what we need to build up. And it's not easy, but it can be done. It's not, it all it takes is just a few minutes a day to really shift your thoughts and train your brain, because our brains are so used to negativity and uncomfortable stuff, and it's almost like a comfort thing for us, right? Because we know it, we understand it. And when we start shifting into this other positivity world and try to really bring it within us, it can be a little bit daunting to so many people. And it was for me. It doesn't just boom happen overnight. So it's something, it evolves is what happens. And so going within and making that comfortable is a key part. So the three components we're going to talk about, well, I'm just going to mention, this is going to be a shorter version today, and then we're going to get into the meditation, it's the willingness to it's the willingness to shift and just tell yourself, okay, I'm just going to go with it. I know a lot of people have preconceived ideas about it, and it's a tough thing. And your mind takes over, doesn't it? It just does. That's what we're wired for, to say, what are you doing? This is a waste of time. You can't do it anyway. You don't deserve it. All these things that just keep coming up and coming up. And so really being willing to train your brain. So just make a commitment. Say, yes, I'm going to do it. And then it's developing the practice. It's developing, just pick one practice that you can do and just going within. And even if you start out like, I'm going to do a 2-minute meditation, if you just do a couple of minutes without any expectations, without thinking, you're going to have an epiphany or anything like that, just keep doing it every single day. That's the key. It's like anything else, right? When Michael Jordan, he was kicked off the basketball team in high school. And look at what he went on to do with the Bulls in Chicago. I mean, everybody knows him. He's incredible. And he got up early and he just practiced. He practiced shooting. And that's with meditation and these practices. I also go over this in my, like I said, the Phoenix Rising Confidence Igniting program. And really, my mission is to free 1 million women who are suffering from the tyranny of self-doubt. So whether you have self-doubt or not, these practices are still good. I think all of us have maybe an inkling still left in us. We do some inner child work as well. Okay, so that's the second step. So the first step is willingness, and then the mindful practice. And because that's going to allow you to see more beauty in the world. It's going to allow you to see more joy. Right now it's blocked, or it can be, if you're not opening yourself up to it and you're not aligning to it. That's all it is. So the third one, as I already talked about, is the consistency. So with those 3 steps, you're going to train your brain really to accept positivity, because that's what it is. And your brain actually grows new neural paths. So it's scientific. It works when you do it, and the more often you do it. So I hope that's helpful for you. If you have any questions, you can let me know. If you want to know more about my program, I'm going to do the meditation, so hold on. Please, I'll put information in the comments. It starts on September 14th. So hold on one second. I'm going to play a little bit of music. Just get comfortable while I'm doing this. Just get comfortable. And let me know, Roseanne, could you just let me know if, wait a minute. I'm hoping you can hear this. Okay, so just everybody take a deep breath in and hold it. You can close your eyes and let it out through your mouth. And just doing these breaths alone are going to relax you. And I want you to think about one thing that made you really happy this week. And it could be something big. It could be something small. It really doesn't matter what it is. Just pick one thing. Maybe you made a great meal for yourself. Or maybe you made one for someone else. Maybe you made somebody smile this week, or you exercised and felt good about it. Maybe it was something in business. Keeping your eyes closed and breathing in nice cleansing breaths, think about this feeling, the emotion. Think about how good it makes you feel. Really feel the emotion. This is the key. Feel it in your heart. You are good. You are worthy. You are compassionate for yourself. The more you feel this, you are going to be grateful. And you're going to receive more and more of the same. And now with this happy feeling, think about someone you could bless right now, who needs a little happiness, a little joy, with your heart filled up. Who could use this? And go ahead and send that energy now. Send your joy, your happiness, your compassion to anybody you want. And be so grateful now for what you have. And think about something moving forward that you could do that would make a difference in your life. One thing that would make your heart sing and bring you so much joy. Take a moment to ponder this and feel it. One thing that you could do to move forward. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and write this down. And this is going to be the most important thing you do this week. And so that was just a couple of minutes. I hope you enjoyed that. You can take any piece of that and just do a portion when you are feeling anxious about what you're grateful for, or just thinking about something that makes you feel happy. So I wish everybody so much joy today and so much happiness, and wherever you can find it, look for the simple things, look for it in whatever you do today. Do something that you love, and I hope you have an amazing day, weekend, and I'll see you next week for more tips and inspiration on Rising Phoenix Fridays. Bye-bye. And always gratitude and love to everyone, and send that out to everyone you know. Bye-bye, everybody.